Greetings and salutations, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Lowdown. Another hot Tuesday. Go poll. Seriously, dude, find something to do with your life. Don't be here before we are even here. Come on, dude. Let us get in first. Jeez,
That's not how it
when
works
you're in
on
the
YouTube.
club. You know when you're in the when you own a club, Ham. You still need to come and set up the chairs, the music. Go Poe is already like on the dance floor. Like, let's go. The bouncers haven't even showed up. Go Poe is just ready to go. Jeez, man. All right, welcome, Go Poe. Welcome. Anyways, I'm Loke 7. That's Ham Solo.
Yes.
We're on the clock. We're on the clock, so let's get to it. Before we do sports talk, just sprinkling. Ham Solo, are the Kansas City Chiefs a dynasty?
I knew you were going to ask me that. Oh my God, 2 titles.
Just 2 titles.
No, they're not a dynasty yet. They're great. They're a fantastic team, but no, stop it.
No.
They gotta get at least 3 of them things, and then sure.
Okay, but I'm gonna go a step further than you. It matters. The time frame matters. If you get 3 in 10 years, you're not a dynasty. You have to get 3 in 5 years. They don't have to be back to back, but you have to get 3 in 5 years. Then we can talk about dynasty. If you get 3 in 6 years, no, 7. 3 in more than 5 years is not a dynasty. That's how I take it. Anyways, next, Ham. After acquiring Kevin Durant, are the Suns favorites for the West?
No.
What? Dude, this is supposed to be a short segment before we get into the video games. We're not supposed to take forever.
Well,
You're
then
just supposed to agree with my takes so we can move on. Because this is foolishness. Kevin Durant, CP3, Booker, Ayton. No one has 4 All-Stars.
I get that.
On the starting 5.
I understand that, but chemistry matters, and Durant has shown time and time again that his chemistry just isn't the greatest when he's once he jumps from one team to another. So, I mean, you've seen what happened when like Curry went down or whatever for Golden State, and it was all of a sudden it was Kevin Durant's team, and they were terrible.
It wasn't pretty.
They were terrible. So
so
yeah, that's all I got to say.
Okay. All right, you know what? I was ready to fight you, but very very solid points. Very solid points. Welcome, Stanley Francois. What's happening? Okay, let's get into it. Atomic Heart. So we're supposed to start with the IGN review, but with like always happens with video games and video game news, some more stuff came out between yesterday and today. Seriously, 24 hours, that's all it takes, and the headline is just out of the way. Anyway,
yep.
Mr. Sergey Mohov.
Oh my God, I'm blocked.
There we go. So I don't even have to tell you what's going on, Ham Solo. Please feel free to tell everyone what's going on, who this guy is, and why is he doing this.
And the fun thing is, I don't even know who he is, and I'm sure he doesn't even know who I am. But this
He's a
day,
dev.
I'm
He's a dev from
he's
Remedy
like the
Games.
lead. Well, what I mean by I don't know him is like we've never interacted, right?
Yeah.
And
Hmm.
yeah, he's like the lead game, like game designer for Remedy. And I tell you
Hmm.
what, if he was doing this to get some sort of like so, like if he is doing this to get like somebody to be like loud and say his name out loud, I think he did a great job trolling everybody in that sense.
Yeah, because
But
now everyone knows who the hell Sergey Mohov is.
right, but I think if he's doing this to really stand up against Atomic Heart, then I think he's freaking insane. I think he's freaking insane. Like, I mean, I mean, I know a lot of people like do donations and stuff like that. One thing that's pretty wild is the music creator of Atomic Heart. What's his name? Dang it. Is it
Is it Mick
Michael?
Gordon?
Yeah, Mick Gordon. Now I almost said Michael. Yeah, Mick Gordon.
Mm.
So he donated all of his proceedings that he got for doing that game to Ukraine.
Mm.
So you got people that worked on the game that are literally saying, "Yo, we support Ukraine." And this guy is wild on Twitter. Just if you like anything Atomic Heart, hate you. And
Them twins, though. Them
it
twins. They got me risking it all. I'm
to
just
me
saying.
it just speaks to like society's way of pretending something doesn't exist when it's right in front of them. And
Mm.
it's kind of annoying and it's getting pretty old. But what's your take on it? Kind of curious.
First off, I'm confused because I've been tweeting incessantly about Atomic Heart. I'm not blocked. I don't know what criteria he's using, but I'm not blocked. Almost everyone I follow that has anything Atomic Heart related has been blocked by this guy. I haven't been blocked. I don't know, maybe as a bias for Africans. I have no idea. As for what he's doing, right? My take from this is, you know the echo chamber thing that people talk about and complain about.
Sure.
Uh, I think I think Elon Musk, if he wants to make Twitter an even better place for like free speech and open discourse and whatever, I think Elon Musk should disable blocking and muting people.
That's interesting right there. That's a hot ass straight out of the
Now,
oven take.
stay with me, as usual. Stay with me. Stay with me. All
That
right.
sounds like a
Oh
fucking
damn!
zoo.
Someone just dropped off. Someone just dropped off. We lost a viewer. But stay with me. Let me finish my thought process. All right. Just bottle your rage for the next 5 seconds. All right. Ma'am, if you block or mute everyone that disagrees with you or says something that is disagreeable to you, what is your interaction with the world? Uh, aren't you
It's
essentially
unrealistic.
interacting? Aren't you essentially interacting with yourself?
In a way,
And
echo chamber.
isn't
Yeah, I
that
see what you're saying.
ironic? Isn't that ironic? Because you go to social media to talk to everyone else. But here you are creating the perfect conditions for you to spend 2 hours in front of a mirror, essentially, a virtual mirror where you post something like Metal Gear Solid is the GOAT. And the 3,000 followers that follow you, you get exactly 3,000 likes. Is that the world that you want to live in? Is that the social media you want to be a part of, Ham Solo? Because that's what's happening. This guy for him, he's taking a stand. But a lot of people are seeing this, and a lot of people are going to start following it. But what happens is we're just going to be siloing ourselves off to have just exactly the same amount, the same people that think exactly like us are the only people that can be around us. The only people that have access to us. So what's the point? How do you grow? How do you know, Ham, if your theory on anything makes sense if it cannot be juxtaposed with an opposite theory or thought? So I'm not even talking about atomic heart anymore. I'm talking about the normalization of, because I don't agree with you, or because you don't agree with me, you're dead. You don't exist. I think it's a very gratifying feeling to have in the moment, but the long-term ramifications are not positive for anyone. PlayStation fanboys, Xbox fanboys, Nintendo fanboys, what happens when they silo themselves off? K Asante, welcome. Can you rewind like 3 minutes back? Trust me, it's a lot of slander, but it also makes sense. Ham Solo, after after everything I've just said just now, do you think I'm crazy?
No, man. Like you're losing touch with society and reality. Like not just with Twitter. Like let's be more
Yeah,
honest with
everything.
ourselves. This isn't just Twitter or Facebook. This is just like kind of a weird way of life right now, to where we're so connected with, we're so willing to make us a very pretend circle. And I mean, in a way, I see what people are trying to do. They're trying to say, it's like a cell phone. I don't have every freaking person's number in the world in it, right? This is the people that I talk to and whatnot. But in the social media scene, I feel like it's supposed to be different, right? You're supposed to engage with other people, depending on the type of social media site that you use, and get criticism or whatnot, and especially if you're kind of a figure, like a public figure out there. I think it's extremely important to have people on kind of both sides of the fence willing to at least hear you out and say, no, I'm not going to say everybody out there is going to say something that you're going to smile about, or that you're even going to appropriately frown at. You'll probably get very frustrated seeing some of the stuff that people say. But to me, that's part of growing as a person. And I tell you what, you can kind of see it in, like when you go out and about today, especially, I mean, I don't know how it is in Mozambique, but here in America, like a lot of people just have social interaction issues. People that you think might be super duper creepy or crazy end up being all right people. But the thought process of being on Twitter and being on Facebook and on YouTube and seeing all these people that are what you think is like higher, or like, have more popularity than you, then you kind of get this weird, like, I don't know. I feel like there's more followers today than yesterday. You know what I mean? There's less people really willing to lead and take a stance for themselves. They're more willing to hop on the band. Exactly. They're more likely to hop on the bandwagon just because there's a whole bunch of people standing over here. Let's ignore the truth with a few people standing over here. See what I'm saying?
To go back to your point, forget even just talking about the truth, because the truth is very subjective if you look at history.
Fair.
I want to press on something that you spoke about, which is, if you're seeing a whole bunch of people here, and at no point do you question yourself, like, okay, why should I go there? Like, I want to reference a specific tweet here. Hold on. This guy, Mighty, at Demi Mighty, said, it is about Atomic Heart. I can understand why people from Ukraine are pissed off. I want to play this game, but I just can't support a game made by Russians until they stop invading Ukraine. The game looks amazing. So this person, I already know, has zero critical thinking. I cannot support a game made by Russians until they stop
Yeah.
invading Ukraine.
What
Okay,
a
Ham Solo.
what a broad brush right
Okay.
there. What a stroke. What
No.
a
Okay.
stroke.
So if this person, right, if this person had any shred of critical thinking, they would they would type it out because it happens to me as well. I type furiously and then I read. All right,
Right.
don't just press send. You read this part that says I can't support a game made by Russians until they stop invading Ukraine. Cool. America is essentially invading 12 countries right now. Right now, the US is occupying countries where their governments and their people say that they're invading. 12. I'm not even talking about the countries where the US has bases that they quote negotiated for with soft power. All right, I'm talking about the hostile takeover. 12
Hearing the military say soft power
is
is just
is
ludicrous.
demi mighty. Cool. Okay, but is demi mighty, right? Is demi mighty applying the same philosophy? Huh? Is Demi Mighty looking at every American game and be like, yo, these are invaders of countries. I'm not playing games that are made by Americans. Is Demi
Mm.
Mighty cutting themselves off from effectively 50% or more of video games, period? Is Demi Mighty not turning on this American made box right here? Huh? We just saw the trailer for Tetris. Does Demi Mighty know that Tetris is Russian? Where do they draw the line? What about Tetris made by a British developer? Is that Tetris okay? Is it only Russian Tetris that's bad? Cool, cool. But if we're talking about invasions, why are we only worrying about current day invasions? Let's go all the way. The UK is the country that has invaded the most countries all over the world historically. So let's cut out the UK. Let's cut out Iceland and Norway because that's where the Vikings came from. And guess what Vikings did? Good times. Good times to follow people that can't think 3 steps ahead. They can't. It makes no freaking sense. Let's go to the chat real quick, Ham. Then you can add up, or we can move on to the actual game if you want.
No.
Google
We're
poll.
fine. I mean, this is fantastic
What?
conversation, in my opinion.
All right, welcome, Gogo Paul. Gogo Paul, I don't know if you caught the first 5 minutes, but bro, dude, you were in here before we were. That is wild, dude. I'm afraid right now. I got the keys to the lowdown, but you got in before us. That's scary. Gogo Paul says BT Dub Atomic Heart has a lot of good word of mouth. It's at 270K watches on Twitch. I'm loving the game. Takes a while to get used to its style and humor. Cool. Dorian Gray says, I love the casual xenophobia. It, oh my God, this guy. It only counts, Dorian, it only counts as xenophobia if Republicans do it. The same way it only counts as racism if Republicans do it. But the rules? Uh, I live in New York, and the first thing we were told, do not blame all Islamics for the actions of a few. But if all the few are you know what? Let's not get into that. Dustin
Please,
Jones
no.
says they draw the
That's a trap.
they draw the line. They draw the line where it meets the agenda for sure. I'm with you. I am.
So
I'm sorry.
just as a heads up, Loke, Dustin Jones
Yes.
is the dude I was talking about for Saturday. We'll talk about it later, but I just wanted to give you that heads up.
Ooh, Dusty, are you Dusty? Is he Dusty? No.
he's
Come
gonna
on.
dust
I'm
off.
giving him
He's gonna
nicknames.
dust off and
I
grab
hope
that
you don't
mic.
mind. I'm giving him nicknames. I ain't even shook his hand yet. All right, cool.
You ain't shake my hand yet either, Buster.
Hey man, virtually. Um, okay, so let's read off a couple of tweets. replying to the biggest messiah on gaming Twitter streets today, Mr. Sergey Mohov at K Ride. So Logan Meyer, one of my buddies, I've actually published a couple of articles on his website, says LMAO, well, guess I'm blocked too. Never have even interacted with them before. Remedy is one of my favorite studios, so a bit disappointed to be honest. Okay, so I wanted to argue about this, but first let's get into let's finish the tweets. At JRock says this dev at Remedy Games, this guy at the developer is blocking everyone, myself included, that's seen enjoying and playing Atomic Heart. He believes I'm supporting Russia by playing the game. What an imbecile. Ham Solo, I would like to protect K Ride's uh, uh, right to block or mute whoever they want, as long as it's what's it, a feature on Twitter. All right.
Right.
I don't think it's cool that people are like, "Yo, this dev from this company blocked me." For me, that's kind of it's like, dude, it's his Twitter. It's not Remedy's Twitter. He can do whatever he wants. It's specifically this. All right. It's not like he's posting bad stuff or racist stuff or whatever. He's just blocking people he doesn't want to be with. Sure, he's diminishing the quality of conversation and engagement that he can have, but that's
100%.
his loss.
Right.
I just don't think it's cool to be atting his employer because he's going on a blocking spree.
No, you know what I did after I noticed it? A shoulder shrug, laughed, and told a buddy, and kept it moving. You know, like, what am I going to do about
Like,
that?
whatever, dog. I don't even care, dog.
I didn't know
so
him
I
before,
didn't,
and I still don't know him now. My life didn't change.
Bro, you know what? When I got to work, as I was scrolling Twitter, because I do it for like 30 minutes before, and I'm just seeing K Rides, K Rides, K. I'm like, who is this guy? Why is everyone so pressed that he's blocking them? And when I go and check, I'm like, dog, this is really nothing. I just went to go check if he blocked me as well. And I was a bit sad when I noticed he didn't. I don't know why. I don't know why he didn't. I'm kind of disappointed. I'm like, did he think, this guy's not even worth blocking? You know what I mean? That's fucked up.
He's just like, he's too
people
corny. I ain't worried about it.
Bro, I have mutuals with like 300 followers. They're blocked by this guy. Why is he not blocking me? That's what I want to know. Should I add the dude and then say hashtag Atomic Heart or something? Will that get me finally blocked? Oh,
yeah,
man.
I think people that do that are weird.
Yeah.
People that go out of their way to purposely get blocked are weird. It's like, you got way too much time on your hands. You got too much time on. Yes, you got too much time on your hands, bro. If you're doing that,
struggling to get through Hogwarts Legacy, talking about too much time.
You got kids. Listen, go take care of your kids.
True. Yeah. In conclusion, with this whole political thing, I think this still kind of applies to Hogwarts Legacy. Of course, in this scenario, like in Hogwarts Legacy, it's like imagined atrocities and stuff. With this, it's like full on. You know what I mean? These bodies mounted up and bombs, and it's real.
Yuck. That sucks. Oh, ugh.
I think philosophically it still applies that if you do this, why aren't you doing it for the American game? Because there's countries where America is on Russia is on a Russia tip, where they're not in their home country, they're in someone else's home country. They got guns, they're killing civilians from said country, but at no point is anyone sitting here talking about let's boycott Grand Theft Auto, let's boycott everything to do with America. But it's fine when we do it for Russia, which produces like 2% of video game. So you come off as disingenuous. You come off Like you're trying to be a hero, but you're choosing the easy thing to do. You know, because it's easy to say I'm done with Russian games. It's not easy to say I'm done with American games. You know, I'm done with British.
I think you got
That's not
something going
easy.
with that. Ooh,
That's
that's a fact. Who's gonna,
it's easy.
especially when you live in the country on top of it?
Yes. Yeah, it's very easy. Dude, I'm solo. I don't drink. I can eat, well, I do drink, but it's socially. I don't like go out and I have to drink on a daily or something. I'm not judging anyone that does, but it's very easy for me to tomorrow to wake up and say I'm boycotting Russian vodka. It's very simple because it doesn't really affect me, you know? But
You're right.
now I'm just saying, if I'm like a proper activist, right? And then Japan does some wild stuff, you know, some World War II stuff, and then I wake up tomorrow and I'm like Ham Solo because of what's happening with the whole Japan thing and whatever. I won't be playing the PS5 anymore. I'm donating it or I'm burning it. I'm gonna do like a video, and then my Sony microphone, I'm getting rid of that. And anything that has to do with Japan, I'm getting rid of it in my life, regardless of how integral it is to my life. That's someone I can respect. I can disagree with them, but I can respect them. But I can't respect you when you pick and choose your battles. And then when we apply your philosophy to everything else, you don't follow it. You only follow it when it's convenient. Oh, I'm going to boycott Nigerian games, Ham Solo. That's what I'm going to do. Everyone look at me, praise me. Bro, there's like 3 games released from Nigeria a year. Two of them are mobile. Two of them are mobile. What are you talking about? Settle your ass down. That's what I have to say to Sergey. What do you have to say to Sergey before we move on to the actual video game?
All I have to say is just, continue to do you. There's nothing wrong with doing whatever you want to do. But I mean, I feel like there's much better ways to communicate something that you dislike, or I mean, what's wrong with conversation anymore? Why does everybody run away from it as soon as there's an opportunity to have it? That's what blows my mind. It's just like when I don't agree with my wife, I don't just walk out the door, get in my car, drive back to my hometown because I cannot stand to hear her point. I'm going to block her. The fuck? What's that going to do? You know, like you can never get to the bottom of something if you're too busy ignoring it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. How are you ever going to get your answer? Yeah. I mean, people want to pretend that you can just walk away from a fire and come back and it's going to be fine. You can't do that.
But they walk away, Ham, because everyone's a victim. Victims can't face things. Victims have to cower. So if you have a culture of being a victim, you can never have the reflex, because that's what social media, especially Twitter is reflex, dude. So you have the reflex instead of having the reflex of facing what is bothering you and going at it. The whole culture is built around turning away and running away from it. So block, mute. That's what it's all about. In fact, not even muting, just block. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Anyway, let's get to the actual video games because that's why we're here.
Yeah, let's go.
Atomic Heart review by IGN. We will be focusing on the IGN review because
well, time out. Before you get into that, I just want you to go to the chat real quick. Go to the chat so we can kind of tie up the rest of this loose end.
This is very political. Okay, fine. Dustin Jones says negotiations were underway till the U.S. involvement. Gogo Paul replies to Justin saying, "Yep, there's a lot of misinformation on the Ukraine. It's hard to get the truth." Sour Blow throws in a joke. He says, the president of Dominican Republic steals millions. I guess that makes me one too, probably. K. Asante says it's too much
That's
anonymity.
disrespectful.
Dude, Sour Blow is consistent. K. Asante says it's too much anonymity. The internet allows for that too much, so it gives them the ability to pick and choose what they want to interface with.
Mm.
Ah, it's so deep, but also so like underutilized. Because if you have anonymity, should that not then remove all the shackles? Should that not make everyone have like the bravery to face whatever, and no matter what L like comes onto them, they can just be they can just pass it on to the avatar. It's not on Log 7 because I have a profile, you know. I have a platform on YouTube. I have a portfolio. I have contracts and stuff. So I have to be a bit more judicious with what I do online. But someone that's just I'm not trying to make fun of anime characters, especially after what happened a few weeks ago. But someone that just has an anime character and they're called Yu-Gi-Oh! 1262 can do whatever. So why do they then choose to just run away? That's my question. Because based off of your logic here, Sante, I'm with you, dude. I'm with you. They use the anonymity to do whatever. But if you're anonymous, shouldn't that liberate you to do whatever? Because a lot of people prefer to do stuff when when they think no one knows who's doing it. He said Seamus B said he'd kill the internet if he could. It's made people stop being humans. Yeah, we're avatars essentially. All right. Let's get to Atomic Heart. So we're reading the review from IGN because after the Hogwarts Legacy review, everyone is super in love with IGN again. So the love-in will continue for one more week. Or maybe it won't because they gave it a great score and it's on Game Pass, but it's not on PS Plus. And I quote, it's kind of retro futuristic romp back to an imagined past perverted by ridiculously advanced technology. The foul mouthed and amnestic P3 is admittedly a bit of a relic of games gone by, so I guess that's a negative. The main character being annoyed for the same reason I am isn't cute. It's a tone deaf apology for weak game design. So before I give you the final verdict on the game, Ham, what do you think on the points made by IGN in their review?
I disagree on them with the part of the because I had those moments in that game where I'm having the exact same frustration as the person that I'm playing as, right? And I'm just like, oh my God, when is this gonna stop? This is insane. And he literally then says, good God, what the hell? Like, like something along that line, right? So like I get that sense of like kind of the same feeling that they're talking about, but I enjoy it kind of. It keeps me on my toes. And I think what maybe some people might not like about this game is that it's kind of frustrating. It's
frustrating.
kind of frustrating in the sense of like they on your ass. They are on.
Is it Elden Ring frustrating? Or?
No, it's a different type. It's very BioShocky, but like the sense of fear that you get when like you're playing a little bit of like Left 4 Dead, I'd say.
Oh, on normal difficulty.
Yeah. I'm just playing it on normal difficulty. And like, I'm not going to say like there's hordes like there is in Left 4 Dead, because that's insane, some of the hordes that they have in there. But what I'm saying is it'll give you the sense of, oh shit, I better go to a couple rooms down and let them come at me. Because this is, if I continue going forward, I'm going to get stomped out. Like
Wow.
so yeah, you find yourself backtracking just to turn and shoot and the guns that it gives you and stuff like that. But anyways, yeah, to answer your question, I don't really completely agree with them
Yeah.
on their review or whatnot. The more you ask me about Atomic Heart, the more I'll reveal my thoughts about it. But I think you tried to hone that question a little bit specific, so I'm gonna keep it on par.
Like an onion. Like an onion, you have to peel the layers off.
Yeah, let's peel it.
Sour Blow says, just say it, Ham Solo. The media only like easy games. Bro, I'm the media. What you talking about? I like hard games. This guy. Someone gets Sour Blow off the chat. Jeez.
Get this fraud,
Infinite
Sour
Umbra.
Blow. Get him.
Welcome, Infinite Umbra. Smash the like button if you guys have
What
a
up?
blast.
What up?
Dorian Gray. Dorian Gray says, well, it would have helped if they had an FOV slider so you can see the wave of enemies better. Okay, so Dorian Gray also sampled the greatness that is Atomic Heart. So let's get to the conclusion of to the verdict of the review. The verdict is, drumroll, great. Atomic Heart is an adventure first-person shooter, events of which unfold in an alternate universe during the high noon of the Soviet Union. They gave it an 8 out of 10. Ham Solo, do you agree with the 8?
I do agree on that. I think it's a solid 8. Solid 8, maybe like a 7.9.
Yeah.
Like that, like that's the direction I'd go. Like 7.9,
Okay.
8-ish. It's a really good game.
It's a fair score then.
Yes, I really do think it's a fair score. It's a really fun game. It's just like I found myself, I'm not going to go there. Never mind. It's a good game. I enjoy it. The visuals are stunning.
No,
the visuals
come
are
on,
stunning.
Dude, say it.
I'm just going to say I enjoy Hogwarts more still.
Oh my goodness.
I'm sorry.
Obviously, I mean, one's a very good game. The other one's a masterpiece. What are we talking about? It's like Dying Light versus Elden Ring. Dying Light was
it
a
is
very
much
game.
that's a very good comparison in my opinion.
Look at me. Here Sante says Atomic Heart is BioShock, it's Wolfenstein, it's Dying Light 2, all rolled up into one with some high on life humor. That sounds like a masterpiece to me, dude. If you put all those games together, that sounds like a masterpiece. That doesn't sound like a good game.
I have never felt like I got verbally sexually assaulted until I played that game.
What?
I'm saying.
Say that again, please.
I've never felt like I got verbally sexually assaulted until I played that game. And I'm not saying no, it wasn't. You would think it was. You would think,
I'd let them assault me it was anytime.
You would think it was some sort of robot that did this, right? Or you would think that maybe it was some random. No, I gotta spoil this one, and it's not even really a spoiler. And it's not even really a spoiler because it's just like it's like what the hell? Because I'm not gonna say what they say in the game.
Okay,
but vending machines.
No freaking way. The vending machine is like, come hither.
Oh, I mean, just play it for yourself and you tell me how you feel with the way this vending machine is talking to you.
Oh, okay. So Kia Sante agrees. He says that red fridge is insane. It had me on the floor. Like, okay, so Kia Sante likes being verbally sexually assaulted. Someone needs to get his wife.
I ain't gonna lie.
Sound healthy.
I ain't gonna lie. I was right there with Kia Sante and my buddy Matt. Like, I was crying laughing. because at no point did I see. At no point did I see this video game taking that left turn in any sort of
Oh,
narrative
okay.
or any sort of I was just like, what is happening right now? Like, you wait, Loke. You wait until you first meet that vending machine, and you're just gonna be like, bro, like, this is insane.
Okay. So it looks like there's a whole like lore behind the fridge because Gogo Post says the thirsty fridge is a kind of inside joke with System Shock Shodan, I think. So this thing goes like years ago. No game has ever gone that far.
I'm
Right.
telling you.
Welcome blind.
I'm
Welcome
telling you.
blind.
It has you like laughing. I mean, I feel like it's so hard to do this, but the game did it excellently. It has you laughing and cringing at the exact same time. At the exact
Oh
same
Lord.
time, you're just like, let me put my controller down because this is fucked.
But okay, so you put your controller down just so you could listen some more?
Oh, definitely. I gotta let them finish their paragraph. Like I was like,
Wow.
go ahead and go through it and say what you gotta say. And I mean, you could just tell by
It's
your
like
own
good,
player.
good.
You're confused. I feel like you are very close to the character that is P3. You are
Me?
very much that character. P3.
Wait, are you talking about me, Loke 7? I'm close to P3.
No. I'm just saying, like, the player of
Oh,
the game. The player of the game
okay,
is very
okay.
close to P3. Like when I was playing, I felt very, very much like I'm thinking the exact same things that he's thinking right now, and it's
Oh,
it's
okay.
it's wild. It's like,
It's
what
funny.
is happening?
I gave you guys the cliff notes of the review, but essentially the reviewer was saying that the jokes were bad. It's funny. It reminds me so much of High on Life, where all the reviewers are like, "This is dog shit." All the players are like, "This is amazing. This is a classic. I love it." So another game made for the players. Good times. Good times. Dorian Gray says, "Yeah, I think the kiosk gets kind of out of pocket with the innuendo. LOL." Gogo Paul says, "I thought it was really out of place at first, but it's funny when they did it again. The players' reactions are funny." Some of
Dorian
Low
Gray
says
nailed
P3
it.
is Phil Spencer. Phil Spencer's gamer tag. Okay, someone needs to add Phil Spencer and ask him, like, dude, did you write the script? Be honest. Uh, Kiasante says, if nothing else, that red vending machine will be memed and will live on forever. For sure. For sure. Okay. So, for you guys don't know like my gaming habits, but Ham, you know my gaming habits. I like to take my time with games. So, my big, my big question for this, especially to you, Ham, because you know the type of games that I like. Is this worth buying? Because let's be honest, March 17th, Star Wars Jedi Survivors, ladies and gentlemen. I'm playing Hogwarts. I barely have time right now. I'm going to be the little 2 hours or 3 hours that I get. I want to be playing Hogwarts Legacy until I can hopefully finish it by March 27th. June, we're talking. Sorry. In March, it's Jedi Survivors. April, Dead Island 2. May, Suicide Squad. June, Diablo 4. Final Fantasy 16. So
Oh, you cut out.
solo.
What'd you say? You cut out.
Is it back now?
You're okay.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
you're back.
basically, I was basically doing a read of like the whole bunch of blockbuster games that are coming out in the next few months, and
Okay.
I assume that by the time I want to play uh, this game, Atomic Heart, it'll be off of Game Pass. So my question to you, Ham, you know what I like? You know I like me some Doom. I'm not a big fan of Wolfenstein. I just want to know: should I buy it and put it in the backlog and move on, and then when I have time, I'll eventually play it, or is it not worth me buying?
Well, if you have Game Pass, I mean, you can play it there. But
It,
I mean,
it's
if
but that's the thing. The thing with Game Pass is that the games that are not developed by Xbox leave Game Pass.
sure,
That's the problem.
sure,
So I don't have the time. I really don't have the time to like every day go and check what's leaving Game Pass. I ain't got the time. I sort of know, should I put it on my to buy list
it's
for
worth
like end of the
buying.
month when I get
It's
paid
worth
or
buying.
whatever,
It,
buying
it,
and,
it,
and
it,
leaving
it,
it. All right.
it's definitely worth buying. But I'm just saying, if you have Game Pass, I don't see this game like leaving in a couple months. Like, you can play it later this year probably, and you'll be fine.
I don't know,
Like,
dude. The way the way things are popping off, dude. The way things are popping off. We didn't think in January was going to be so crazy until we got high on what's it? Hi-Fi Live, Hi-Fi Rush. Sorry.
yeah, geez Louise.
Okay, Kiasati says 1,000%, 1,000% worth buying, even if it's on sale later or day one. It's definitely worth the purchase if you so choose. We'll be doing that. Thank you. Mad Life Game says Jedi Survivors did they delay it? It says April 28th. Oh yeah, we did talk about a delay. Oh man, I need to update my Excel sheet. All right.
Hmm.
Dorian Grace is only $45 on CD keys. I don't even know how that works. I need someone to like send me an instruction manual on how CD keys works.
Yeah. Keep in mind, whoever sent that, yeah, Dorian. So, he doesn't live in the United States. So, like, unless you're giving
Yes.
him like a region free kind of spot that like he can get, or you're for sure that it's
And my
not
account,
region locked, then yeah, then it is
yeah,
$45. But it could be a lot different of a price, or not even be available for you.
yeah. My account is located in South Africa, so that might be tricky. Okay, Ham. Last tidbit on Atomic Heart, and then we can keep it moving.
Yay!
So the next few ratings are for games coming out. Oh, sorry, are for the scores that were given for Atomic Heart. If anything pops out and you're like heavily disagree, go ahead and say it. So Gaming Trend said 9.5 out of 10. So all-time classic. Xbox Era said
Mm,
8.4 out of 10.
I like that one.
Monster. Oh, you don't like the 9.5?
No, it's
Oh,
it's
not a
it's like
not
it's
an
anywhere
all-timer.
between a 7.9 and like that 8.4 that I seen. I like that 8.4. I could see why it'd be that, but I don't want to say this exactly hits like a 9 out of 10 like God of War level, or Hogwarts level, or
Which
Elden
one of
Ring
the God of
level,
Wars?
or Ragnarok. This is the last one. I'd say this game is really good, but not like the greatest thing I've played this year.
All right. So real quick, sour blow. I can't do that because I ain't got no time to be keeping track of what's coming in and what's going out. If it's good, I'm buying it and then I'm moving on. I'm still getting like a discount before it leaves, so same difference as far as I'm concerned. All right, Ham. Let's damn. So Atomic Heart effectively took over this whole thing. Um, what's this? Asante says, I can get you in. The story is like it was made by Kojima's crazy Russian cousin.
I
So
don't
the
know
generous
about
with the
that, Kay
okay,
Asante. I don't know.
okay. This is getting screenshots and
Uh,
shared on Twitter.
I mean,
That's
there's that
see,
long ass
see,
cutscene at the beginning, but I
a
wouldn't go
a
that
man
far
after
as
my own
saying it's
heart.
like Kojima. I don't
A
know.
man after my own heart. What a
Yeah,
that's just
yeah, I know. He loaded up the Ruger and shot
mwah,
your ass.
headshot. That's what he did. Damn. Well done, brother.
Ooh,
All right,
man, he knows how to
let's
sell. That man can sell.
yeah, let's organically keep this moving. Um, Dorian Gray, can you please send me this link? If my Twitter is at Loke7. Please send me the link, and my DMs are open. I don't block for anything, so it's fine. All right, Ham.
Not even
Let's
for Atomic
organically
Heart.
move on to the next story. No,
Yeah, let's move on, please.
let's go. Let's go. Sony reportedly acquires a new studio, Ballistic Moon. So Ballistic Moon is a Southeast England-based development studio founded by former Supermassive Games staff who worked on games such as Until Dawn series. Financial services firm PitchBook has posted an entry about Ballistic Moon. On the page, it states that Ballistic Moons was founded in 2019, currently has 47 employees. However, an extra detail to note is that its ownership status is labeled as acquired slash merged with its parent company labeled as Sony. Am Solo, what are the thoughts on this organic purchase of
Oh my
Ballistic
god.
Moon?
Was that some wordplay that you used right there? That whole organic thing?
Dude, we
That's
even had
really
an
cool.
organic transition. That's what we did. You're
Oh my
welcome.
god. I tell you what. I'm not doing anything about this. I'm not like super happy. I'm not like super sad. I'm not going to downplay it. It just kind of is what it is until it materializes more for me. I'm not going to pretend to be like, oh my God, Sony's doing it right. There's one for the team. Like, no. I need to see where this goes, and to me, I just need a little bit more history about them, and in return, I need to do a little bit more research on them. So it's just interesting to see that now that they're in the Sony, the Sony Brotherhood. It's good to
Brotherhood. It's a kinship. It's women and men. The Brotherhood is at PlayStation. Sorry,
oh
it's at Xbox. It's at Xbox.
oh
All right,
okay.
Sausage Fest. That's what's happening on that side. This
Oh
side
my
we got Alana
god.
Pierce, and all these other people.
You had a
But
pocket with that statement. But yeah, I just need to see what they're planning on doing with it and whatnot. I'm not going to pretend to be excited or stoked or even
okay, but a lot of
flustered or
I,
thinking this is
I saw a
tiny.
couple
I'm
of
sure there's going to be some haters out there that are saying, "Oh, this is nothing compared to the Activision blah, blah, deal."
no.
Like,
I saw some lovers. I saw some lovers saying, "See, this is how you do it. Sony organically captures, like a small indie devs and develops them, and the next thing you know, they're gigantic, Insomniac, and all these things." What are your thoughts on that specific line of thinking?
say it again.
I'm saying there are those who take this purchase and hold it up to say this is what you should be doing in terms of purchases and mergers. Take a small dev, work with them, grow them, nurture them until they become gigantic. Don't be lazy, don't take shortcuts, and just go buy Bethesda, for example. What do you say to that?
That's Sony's way of doing business. Okay. Like that doesn't like persuade me to be like, oh man, what Microsoft's doing is crazy. No, it doesn't persuade me to think that way at all. It's just like, Sony has their recipe that they like to go about, and it works for them. Great. I don't know what else to say about that. Just because it works for one author doesn't mean it's going to work for another. You know what I'm saying?
Fair point.
I mean, let's look
Fair
at
point.
let's look at Microsoft's like history and nurturing. Hasn't been so great
Yeah. They tend
with
to
small
not water the
studios.
flowers. They tend not to water the flowers. They're not very good at that. Dorian
S-
Gray says because they organically grew Bungie. Dorian, I'm not sure. I'm not sure you're clear on the whole story with Bungie. They
Yeah,
were already on
Bungie
their
was doing their thing.
trajectory.
Bungie didn't even plan on shipping Halo onto Xbox. That was a surprise
Yeah,
decision to Bungie.
it was
So
just
I don't want to hear
Halo.
that. But like Halo was supposed to go on to was supposed to go on to Apple.
Halo, the Halo story was like that prison joke that everyone talks about. It was gonna happen. All right. This was gonna happen. The only question is what's gonna happen: the hard way, the easy way, the Xbox way, or Apple. But it was going to do it. Even if they didn't put it on Apple, they were gonna put it somewhere. it was going to happen. It's not like they got them and they had nothing in the pipe and then they worked. No, no. Halo was well underway when they joined Xbox. Gogo Post says Sony did do that with its old studios, but it hasn't done that in a while. If you follow the studios, Microsoft did the same thing, just different influences. Microsoft never intended to be a publisher like Sony, though. Okay, it was a different strategy. Microsoft was not in the business to grow studios. They just wanted games on Xbox. They still just want games on Xbox. Ken Sante says to all who say this is the model, they should stop pocket watching. Oh my god, even spin it a bit. If Sony could, if Sony could buy Bethesda, they would. They bought Bungie, didn't they? Their
Absolutely.
money isn't as long. That's just it, dude. I get those vibes. I'm sorry, people that talk about Microsoft doing the purchase. I get those the same vibes. You know those guys that, when we were to work. I don't know about you guys. When I was younger, I used to do summer jobs, and then when we come back for school or varsity or whatever, the other dudes would be kind of broke quickly because their parents would give them pocket money, and then that would finish quickly. We still had the buffer of all the money that we made working actual jobs, and those guys used to hate on us because we were pulling in more. How do I put it? Traffic. We were pulling in more traffic because the money was longer and it was apparent. And those guys were always like the philosophers talking about, oh, women only like money or whatever. It's like, bro, just because you can't swing it doesn't mean there's a problem here. All right, it's just you can't swing it. It's not us. It's you. Sour Bloitin says State of Play spoilers. Jim Ryan announced his 10-year deal for COD on PlayStation. End of State of Play.
That's
I wish, because
fantastic.
if that happens, then we're done talking about this Activision Blizzard thing. Jesus, I'm so over this conversation. All right, so
Well,
organic, not organic. Cam
you
doesn't
did
care.
hear about
You did what?
the Nvidia and Nintendo like deal things that
Yes.
are going on, right?
You want to get into that? Because
Sure.
we're over the time, but I
Whatever.
got it. It's all here.
I got time.
You good? All right. Cool. So Brad Smith, vice chair and president of Microsoft, co-author of Tools and Weapons, that also hosts a podcast no one gives a fuck about, said, "We've now signed a binding 10-year contract to bring Xbox games to Nintendo's gamers." Notice he said Xbox games, right? He didn't say Activision Blizzard games. He said Xbox games. Let me finish the statement. "This is just part of our commitment to bring Xbox games and Activision titles like Call of Duty to more players on more platforms." I think a lot of people are conflating the two. All right. Maybe, Keosante, you're also a steward of the English language. Please tell me if I'm wrong. But my assumption from reading this statement, right? He's not saying if the Activision deal doesn't go through, then we're gonna back out of this.
Right.
He's saying it. Xbox games are coming to Nintendo. Come hell or come whatever. This is happening, but it's part of the Activision. The Activision games will also be part of this program. So in his tweet, he had a screenshot from the Microsoft official statement, but his statement is also official because he's the vice chair. Microsoft and Nintendo have now negotiated and signed a binding 10-year legal agreement to bring COD to Nintendo players the same day as Xbox with full feature and content parity so that they can experience Call of Duty just as Xbox and PlayStation gamers enjoy Call of Duty. We are committed to providing long-term equal access to Call of Duty to other gaming platforms, bringing more choice to more players and more competition to the gaming market. So that was Microsoft's statement. But I want to highlight Brad Smith's statement. It is very important that the vice chair and president of Microsoft, this guy doesn't just tweet randomly, all right? So there's
Right.
someone that proofreads this thing. And in his statement, Ham,
He
do
got
you
he
think
got he got
I'm
editors for
exaggerating?
tweets. He got editors.
Yes, yes. Do you think Asante agrees with me? He says you're 100% right. The deal is done. Even GeForce now is getting all Xbox games, Nintendo as well. Ham, do you agree with me and Asante when I say that Brad Smith's statement essentially destroys the idea or argument that Xbox is trying to take all of gaming for itself?
Okay, I thought you were gonna ask me a different question, so I wasn't prepared for that for the answer that I'm about to give. But
dude, the moment you think you know what I'm going to do, you've lost.
so as for so are you saying specifically because you started like you're gonna lead off and ask a different question, but then you went back to saying that Xbox was trying to take gaming. Which question is it?
No, because so I don't have to give you the whole background, dude.
No.
Xbox wants to acquire Activision Blizzard. Sony says Xbox wants to buy Activision Blizzard so they can essentially silo off all these exclusives to themselves. What I'm saying is, does this 10-year contract agreement with Nintendo essentially nullify that argument?
Does it nullify it? I'd
Because
say it's
they're
closer
buying
to
Activision Blizzard. On one hand, they're buying Activision Blizzard. On the other hand, they're signing a contract with one of their biggest competitors, saying you can have all our games, the current and upcoming games for the next 10 years.
I feel like
Who
you could
does
really
that?
look at it. I feel like you could really look at it from both sides. So like you could say, "Yo, this
Okay.
looks like it's extreme amount of confidence," and then somebody else could say, "Yo, they look mad nervous over there. Like they're giving this deal up to prove that they're willing to work with people. It's almost like moving somewhere before you got the job. You know what I'm saying? I've done that before, so I know what that's like. I moved to Denver to Denver to work at iFly Indoor Skydiving before I even got the job for it, thinking in my head, I got this. I'm gonna get this job. Ain't nothing gonna stop me getting this job. And I feel very much like Brad Smith's in that position right now. So that's kind of where I lie on that. Where he's
Welcome,
not
108 Dragon.
I hope I'm wrong and he's just so confident and like it like it's pretty much just done. But in my opinion, if you were to ask me, I guess I kind of disagree a little bit. I
All right,
think
so let's
maybe
play a
this is
bit.
kind of a nervous move to assume you got something before you got it. So you going ahead and sign all these deals. You know, you get a record deal, you get a record deal, you get a record deal, and then all of a sudden, you know, you go to the bank and you're like, oh, what happened to all the money? I got all this.
Okay.
I got people to take care of, and I can't take care of them.
Okay, so first off, you're out here standing in the middle of the lane instead of going left or right.
No, I didn't stand in the middle of the lane. I just said I disagree. Probably. I said I probably am looking like I more or less disagree.
Mm-hmm.
This is my take.
Well, let's continue to play 4D chess. Asante brings it up about Microsoft needing those games to be everywhere. So let us go down the rabbit hole, Dorothy.
Oh God. Let's go. Let's roll.
What is the probability that Microsoft is making this pivot to nullify resistance for future acquisitions? Because we've heard already from Phil that they're not done. Satya as well said, after Activision Blizzard, we're not finished. What if? Yeah, so this is me trying to imagine 5 years from now. Kia Sante as well, please tell me if I'm crazy. Tell me if I'm crazy. What if they're doing this to make it so there is no more exclusives from Xbox. Everything that comes out on Xbox, day and date, goes to Nintendo and PC. What if they're trying to set that up so when they go for freaking Sega, Konami, whoever the hell else they want to go after, people are just like, is this really a big deal? I mean, all the games are still going to PC, to Xbox, to Nintendo. Am I crazy?
I mean, tossing yourself out in the market to a place like Nintendo and in Nvidia at the same time is very, very good for your pockets. I can tell you that right there. And if you can get that normalized, you're going to be a very happy. You're going to be a very happy business owner for quite some time. I can tell you that for sure. I'm wondering how this will all kind of pan out and how this will be divvied up to Nintendo, because we've yet to hear the way that they're going to be able to consume this, whether it's going to be through a Game Pass or through a standalone title per game. I believe it's probably going to be like standalones, but it'd be really interesting to turn on my Switch one day and have it prompt me to download Xbox Game Pass. I think that'd be nuts.
All right, let's go. Let's go to the chat for a bit. First off, before we address this, my water's finished. Oh, actually, I still have some. Everyone, please, Ham Solo, if you have something to drink there, let's raise one
I
up.
guess I got liquor.
Not dude, even if it's water, it's fine. Raise it up. Not for a fallen soldier, like at weddings, for a risen hero. All right. 108 Dragons divorce goes through on the 3rd of March 2023. Ladies and gentlemen.
Cheers.
I'm not going to read the rest. I'm not going to read the rest of what he posted, but brother, cheers to you.
Gotta do what you gotta do.
Oh, man. Seriously, we take so many L's. When
That
someone
liquor
takes a
at
dub,
2 p.m.
we
isn't
all
right.
stop. We all need to stop and recognize it. All right, a moment not of silence, a moment of celebration. Free at last, free at last. Okay, so 108 Dragon says, I'm crazy. K Asante says, bro, Ubisoft is 2 billion market cap, even if they bought it for 4 billion, it's still cheaper than Bethesda today. K Asante, I want you to tell me, am I crazy for proposing that Xbox does with Nintendo what they do to PC, which is
No, it's not
day
crazy.
and date? Tell me if Ham, you don't think I'm crazy? All right.
I don't think
So,
think the day and date thing is crazy. I don't think it's wildly crazy. It is weird, but is it crazy? No, because you're then not holding back fans. Kind of like what and this is where I kind of I always get kind of confused with PlayStation's strategy of let's wait on PC for a year. I'm confused by that strategy. I mean,
yeah.
I get that you can kind of have 2 explosive launch windows, which is dope. But who's to say that the same thing wouldn't have just happened, if not more, if you would have just released it on that platform same day as the other one? Who's to say?
But then,
I mean, I understand they're trying to drive people to the PS5, right? That's what they're essentially trying to do, trying to create hardware sales out of a software sale. This is what they're trying to do.
Yeah. And here I'm about to argue against myself, but whatever. Because when you analyze the situation, right, the strategies, we cannot divorce Xbox from Microsoft. The same way you can't divorce PlayStation from Sony. And when you look at those two, they need to sell these things. Xbox doesn't need to sell consoles. They don't need to do it. because
Services.
they
They're
got,
trying to weasel their way
got
into getting a service
and they can afford.
until they can just get rid of that box and just say, hey, we're just services now.
Yes,
They
yes,
do want
and
to
they can
do that.
afford. They can afford to take losses for 10, 15 years until they reach their goal. I mean, let's not forget Xbox is the first console that started talking about watching TV on your console, and everyone laughed. But that's what happened.
And
That's what's
DRM as
happening
well was like
now.
super big on the Xbox, and now you're starting to see it on
That's what's happening.
And what's weird, in my opinion, is Xbox is allowing themselves to almost be first in line to disappoint people, just to say, you know, we did it first. We've been knew where this was
No.
going, and now that and some people are starting to look back at Sony like, wait a second, there's DRM in this game. I thought we didn't do that over here. And Xbox is just like that one guy, that dude that goes.
Okay, so first off,
there you have
I
it.
need to check you. I need to check you right now. Okay, I'm
Good
about
luck.
to check you
Good luck.
like I'm Dennis Rodman and you're Clyde Drexler right now.
Oh,
You're
stop
saying
it.
that's you're saying
he gave me little ass Clyde. Disrespectful.
Anyway, the reason why Microsoft does it is not because they want to be first in line. It's because they can afford to be first in line.
I mean, that's a fact
Let's
too.
be
But
honest about
why
that.
not? Who
Sony-
doesn't want to be first in line? If they possibly have something good, like what they truly believed the whole TV thing was good. In my opinion, it was, but it was overshadowing the main. It was overshadowing the main, in my opinion. The main was the games. I liked the TV implementation. I liked the extra HDMI in. I used it a ton. The snap feature, fantastic. Skype, fantastic. But when you overshadow the main reason, then it looks silly. I think they just kind of went about it the wrong way. But I mean, why wouldn't they want to be first to implement that? Because if you look across the aisle at the PS5, they got screen share now. They got game share, like within, like where you can hop into somebody's game from another console and play that level for them. Xbox didn't have that, but they did. They did have the snap feature. The snap feature could be used almost like. I mean, obviously you got to do some hoops, but it was kind of like that first implementation of having a second screen with it. It was your first video game picture in picture, if I'm right.
Sure. But you run the risk of being Louis Armstrong, like landing on the moon, or Don Metric. You know, I'm just saying, if that's the risk, I ain't trying to be first. One Way Dragon comes up with a joke. He says, "If my deal can go through, so can the Activision Blizzard deal."
Wow.
High Sales adds a little salt and says, "If they can legalize weed, this deal can pass." So, yeah,
Hey.
I agree with them. More weird things have happened. All right, lastly. Damn, we didn't even get to the rest of them. But all right, the last one. Returnal. Oh God, Returnal off to a slow start on PC with low concurrent player numbers. 4 days after Returnal's PC release, the game has peaked at just under 7,000 players on Steam, according to SteamDB. This is a disappointing result for the game, with only Sackboy: A Big Adventure faring worse among Sony's recent PC ventures at 610 peak concurrent players. It should be noted that despite the awards and acclaim, dude, let me finish. Returnal isn't a huge established
Stop
IP.
laughing then.
So the company's expectations may have been low for the Steam release. On PlayStation 5, however, the game performed within Sony's expectations, selling 560,000 during the first 2 months of release. Okay, Ham, Jesus, let's knock this one out quickly. what are your thoughts on Returnal finishing? Having a slow player count. Go.
Well, my thoughts.
Don't draw it out. Don't draw it out.
All
Do
right,
me a
so
kindness. Do me a
okay,
kindness, please.
so this is kind of what I was going back to when I was talking about, why wouldn't you just sell it at the same time? Let's keep in mind, Returnal and Sackboy were either releasing or already released when they announced the whole Nixus thing. Right? So maybe they weren't there yet to be able to release both of them at the same time. But to me, this is a good telltale sign of, you're not God of War. You're not Spider-Man. You should probably launch on PC day one with the PlayStation. It's
Or
different.
don't,
It's
because this is a bit embarrassing. Yeah.
well, sure. You can
bad.
say no, you shouldn't at all. But I mean, I personally think that if you're at least able to market it hand in hand and say PlayStation and PC available this date, and it's the same day, it's more attractive for a PC player to want to run out and get that, because they damn sure ain't buying a console to get that game. Who's buying a console to get Returnal? Who's buying a console to get Sackboy? They're great games. They're good. Cut the cap. Put your hand down. I'm not going to sit here and say it's not a good game, because Returnal's fun. Returnal's really fun. Sackboy's fantastic. My wife and I played the hell out of that game, and my daughter loves it. It's a great game for kids. But is it a console seller? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. That game is not saying, hey, you need to spend $500. No. So that's where I kind of land on this whole, y'all need to launch certain games day one on the PC with that PlayStation 5. And if you want to, test your luck with God of War, Spider-Man, and a few other massive titles, I don't think you should be testing the waters out with Horizon. I don't think you should be testing the waters out with Horizon. No. I think they need to do that day one.
I cannot wait. Horizon Forbidden West on PC, those numbers are going to be glorious. The reactions, even better.
I think it's going to sell for a little while and be and be really interesting for the. I wonder what this looks like on a 4090 for some people for a little bit. But I think it's going to go up real high and then steep decline. It's going to be a steep decline in people watching that game.
Returnal had the same amount of interest. People were really looking forward to how it played, and then it hit 7,000. Cells said, "My son plays PC, and if there's a game comes out, he always makes sure it's on PC first." Jeez. All right. As far as PC, I don't think you guys will ever get me on board. Dude, it just sounds like so much work. I don't like keeping track of chips and what else do PCs use?
You make it sound so hard and just
it's work.
inconceivable.
It's work. You know what? You know what happens with this? You connect it, right, and then you play. At most, right? The most hassle you get from consoles is updates, and you have to clean it, and that's it. With PC, there's updates you have to clean, and then you have to keep up. Dude, I can't even keep up with what's coming in and getting out of Game Pass. Now you want me to keep up with positioning fan and chips and what else do you put in PCs?
I don't want to hear you say chips anymore. God damn it! Shut up. Moving on.
And on that note, we are officially 22 minutes over our 1 hour limit. I would like to apologize to production. Dorian Gray says you connect it, then pay for. Huh? That's why he has game. Okay, okay. Y'all have a good time in the chat. Thank you so much for coming through, everyone. Once again, 108 Dragon, take the dub. Make sure to celebrate it on the 3rd. I will put it on my calendar, bruv. I will send you a very, very nice present on the 3rd. And thank you to everyone that came through. Really appreciate you guys hanging out with us. Kiyosari says, sounds like a problem between the keyboard and the seat. Ah, you think you're
Oh,
funny?
you see
think
how he had
you're
to look
funny.
down right there? He had to look down and be like, "What is that? Oh shit, it's me."
You know what? You know what? Ham Solo, take us out. We are done for today. Chat attacking me. The
Oh
hell.
man, what a
Oh,
fantastic
God.
way to end this episode. I tell you guys, thank you so much for coming out. Make sure you hit that like button if you haven't already. Hit that subscribe button if you're new. And if you are not new, make sure to continue to come back to this channel because we're going to keep pumping out content all year long. We're doing that damn thing outside. So y'all come holler at us. We'll be, or I'll be doing a show tomorrow during the day talking about some of a little bit of the news of the week, in my opinion.
You might not be doing anything tomorrow.
I'm definitely going to be doing that.
We'll
And then,
discuss after. We'll discuss after.
no, but anyways, and then,
Yes.
on Thursday, I got an awesome interview with, David Faulkner. So he's been on this on Bullsitting a few times, but I finally got him behind them sticks. And then on Friday, Bullsitting with me, Cozy Beluga, Logue, Matt Likes Games, and whoever our guest is going to be. I'm going to go holler at some people and see who wants to be part of that. But anyways, thank you guys so much for coming out. Y'all be safe out there. Take care of yourself. And remember, as I always say, keep it gaming or keep it moving. Peace out, y'all.
Yeah.